of all, we have to discuss the get-together of Rajapaksa brothers. Gotabaya has been accepted by the party of the People's Party, usually addressed as Pohotua, and this coincides with the attack on Mahinda from the Western press that he is a bribe taker and tarnish his image. That shows that West is interested in pushing him down and putting Gotabaya to the front so that he became the acceptable figure for the people. Mahinda Rajapaksa claims that he didn't take that bribe, but Western press insist that bribe has been taken, and they expose it with good intentions. So that there is a crisis in that party and front that they have organized, because there are a number of pseudo-leftists, so-called leftists who have got together, including Vasudeva Nanayakkara. Vasudeva Nanayakkara was one of our leaders here who walked out first to Chandrika, then now with Mahinda, claiming that they are working for a socialist program. But instead, what they were doing is fascistic attacks on Tamils and other minority people, and on that basis trying to win the elections. And in this fascistic camp, there is a big crisis now, because the man who really conducted many of the killings and many of the murders which are recognized by the human rights organization and by the United Nations Human Rights Organization, Gotabaya, and it is very difficult for these so-called leftists to stomach this man as the leader. So they are crying out. They want, they are protesting, and they will walk out unless Mahinda is given the prime position in the front, and this man should be taken away. But on the other hand, most of the mobilization was carried on by the racist, middle class racists, and they are prepared to tolerate Mahinda and install Gotabaya as the leader of the front. This is the crisis of the opportunist fascistic tendency in the country. It has come at a time when they were rousing and going around saying that they will be in power in the next elections. But now this crisis will be a serious problem for them. Then the second one is the campaign against Vijayakala, UNP minister Vijayakala. She is the important person in the area. She has been attracted by many female campaigners, female oppressed section in the Jaffna area for various problems. Now, in the last few months, there was attacks on women, particularly young girls who have been abducted and raped and killed. Incidences have been reported, and this kind of harassment were going on, and there is a big campaign, and Vkramabahu became the one of the leaders of this campaign, and she has cried out that the situation is so bad that if they go back to even LTT rule back when her husband was killed, even then there was no such attacks on ordinary people, and the law and order was maintained in spite of terrorism of LTT. But this is actually not a logical expression of a person, but only a expression of the destitution and condition, sorrowful condition in the area, and crying out and saying that it is so bad that even the devil is better than this. It's like that, but not a logical statement, and she was really expressing the agony of the people, and it is unfortunate that so many people have started attacking her, claiming she is a LTT secret member. This is done by, if it is done by Vimal Veeramansa and a few others, we are not worried about that, because such idiotic things they say anyway. But then some of the people in the government and people in the UNP, party to she belongs, some of them have started attacking her, claiming that she is saying breaking the constitutional law, and that by looking at terrorists and facing terrorism in the form of saying good words about LTT. So this is, I am asking, in this country, isn't there freedom for a female leader who is representing so much of suffering due to rape, abduction, and harassment, killing, wounding, to shout out and say that in agony, what has happened is better than devil. So this is the situation, and I think that people who are attacking her for coming out and expressing the situation existing in the area in spite of army and police. The single army and single police there cannot go into the crimes committed by the ordinaries within the civil society, because if you take the police, force policemen, single policemen will not know the area. They don't know the language, they don't know the culture, they don't know whereabouts of these people. How can the single police be a security for the women in that area? So, in fact, even we have been pressing, and in fact the government has agreed that police powers should be devolved, and discussion has gone very far, and they have agreed to give these powers to the Provincial Council, but this has not been enacted because the question of constitution is not yet over. Some people are obstructing, some people are, not only the fascistic element, some people within the government is obstructing, and the constitutional process, the process for new constitution has not been rolling down. So, and in fact, the chief minister of the area, Vkramabahu has said, if you give us the powers, the police powers, within a short time we can look after the all criminal activities, will rectify the situation that they had did. And we also believe the answer is not to attack Vijayakala and try to send her out of the parliament. That would be the last thing they should do. There is no evidence of such concrete evidence for breaking any law. She has been only screaming out the appalling condition existing in the area, and she has to be pardoned for that. And action has been taken to hand over the police powers to the North East Provincial Councils, and to remove the existing police and military oppression in the area.